Hooey, okay. Welcome to a new episode of Nate's MMA Corner. I'm Nate, and if you watch my show, you're in my corner. Today's episode is a post-fight show for UFC 187, Johnson versus Cormier for the UFC Light Heavyweight Championship of the World. Man, this card, top to bottom, prelims, Fight Pass prelims, Fox Sports 1 prelims, and then pay-per-view main card, every fight was amazing, top to bottom. Everyone went for it, whether your guy won or lost. You were still proud of him for trying, regardless of the outcome. And yeah, man, wow, whew, man. So in this episode, we'll cover the main card, the pay-per-view main card, a post-fight rundown of the main card. So let's get started. Yeah, the main event was Anthony Rumble Johnson versus Daniel Cormier for the vacant UFC Light Heavyweight Championship of the World. And man, I called this one spot on perfect. If you watch my pre-fight show, I said Daniel Cormier would win by third round submission. You know, get his back, get a dominant position, and work in a choke or some other submission. And sure enough, that's exactly what he did. The first round, Anthony Johnson won for it. He knew the first round was the best round for him. So he went in explosive and tried his best. And he rumbled, I guess you could say, rumbled Daniel Cormier in that first round. In the second round, Cormier used wrestling, laid on top of him. And it looked like this was going to turn into a boring match at first. But then round 3 starts, and then there's a finish, and wow, it was just, he got his back, synced in that choke, and yeah, it was a third round submission win, rear naked choke for Daniel Cormier, who's our new UFC light heavyweight champ for now, and hopefully John Jones will come back soon. Please, John, come back soon. Please get your belt back. Get this belt away from Daniel Cormier, please. Pretty please. I was rooting for Anthony Johnson in this fight. But you know what, though? I mean, you know, as bitter about it as I can be, you know, Daniel Cormier, you know, give credit to him. He put on a good fight, and he won fair and square the match. So, got to give him props for that. And this wasn't a boring fight. So, good job for both guys. I'm proud of both guys for going out there and giving it what they got. No one held back, and that's always a good thing. Yeah, so it looks like Daniel Cormier face most likely Ryan Bader next, and then possibly after that John Jones. We'll see. And yeah, that sums up the main event. Then the co-main event was for the UFC Middleweight Championship of the World. Chris Weidman defending his belt against Vitor Belfort, and yeah, this one I called fairly spot on. I knew that Chris Weidman would capitalize off of Vitor Belfort coming in with explosive strikes, but the explosive strikes also leave him open, and Chris Weidman would capitalize off those openings, and he just got on top of him, and then just ground and pounded him until the ref pulled him off. And so it was TKO punches victory round 1 for Chris Weidman at 2 minutes and 53 seconds. Yep, of that first round. Great match, good win for Chris Weidman. I'm a Chris Weidman fan. I'm happy he won. I just hope that he doesn't get injured all the time and keeps taking long periods of time off, because it was roughly 10 months since his last match, and you know, I want to see the champ defend the belt, you know, at least twice a year, if not 3 times a year. You know, 2 is the minimum we could ask for, 3 is what we can hope for, and I would like to see Chris Weidman fight Luke Rockhold next. I think that would be a good matchup. So, yeah, good title defense for Chris Weidman. It's his 3rd title defense now, and continues his undefeated streak. So, looking really impressive. And yeah, I stopped doubting Chris Weidman a long time ago. I don't know why he has doubters out there, but he does. Anyways, what can you do about it? Yeah, then also on the main card, we had a lightweight clash with Donald Cowboy Cerrone versus John McDessie, and this one was pretty easy to figure out. Yeah, it was second round KO victory. It was a TKO victory for Donald Cerrone in the second round. Yeah, this fight was pretty amazing. And Donald Cerrone uses kicks. He used a lot of high kicks in this fight, which was pretty impressive. And eventually, he just broke the jaw of John McDessie, and then John McDessie called off the fight, and the referee came in and stopped it. And it was a really impressive win. It was towards the tail end of round 2. And yeah, wow, Donald Cerrone, 8-fight win streak now. He definitely deserves a UFC lightweight title shot against Rafael dos Anjos. I think it'll be a good fight. I think Donald Cerrone could beat him this time. And yeah, it's just wow. I think as long as Donald Cerrone could avoid being pressured by Rafael dos Anjos, he could beat Rafael dos Anjos. And Rafael dos Anjos, as long as he pressures Cerrone and doesn't give up, at least for the first 2 rounds, maybe 3, then dos Anjos could win a decision there. If not, it go the way of Cerrone, and we can find ourselves with a new UFC lightweight champion. Yeah, then also on the main card, we had a heavyweight clash with Travis Browne and Andre the Pitbull Arlovski. Man, this one, like I said on my pre-fight show, this was a coin toss. I didn't know who to pick because, like Andre Arlovski, he's former UFC former heavyweight champ, and he's looked amazing. And he just, he's done his thing. And he struggled to beat Brendan Schaub, yes, but then the way he knocked out Antonio Silva was impressive, and so that's why I couldn't really count out Andre Arlovski here. Travis Browne, he's looked impressive against Brendan Schaub and some other opponents in recent memory. Yeah, I picked Travis Browne on this one. This is the only fight I got wrong on the main card, and Andre Arlovski won by knockout in round 1 towards the tail end, and it was impressive. Yeah, good job, Andre the Pitbull Arlovski. I hope he either gets a #1 contender match or a title shot now, because, man, wouldn't that be something? It's been 10 years since he's been heavyweight champ. Wouldn't that be something if he won the heavyweight championship again 10 years later? So there you have it. It's an impressive career of Andre the Pitbull Arlovski. And I hope Travis Browne gets back on track. I think he can. With a couple more wins, he'll get a title shot, I think. He's right up there still. Then to kick off the main card, we had Joseph Benavidez versus John Moraga. And this one was a clean sweep. Joseph Benavidez won by unanimous decision. And like I said on my pre-fight show, Joseph Benavidez, he outpointed John Moraga each round and stuff the ground game of John Moraga, and that was all she said, as they say. Yeah, Joseph Benavidez, though, he's in purgatory right now because he's suffered 2 losses to the current flyweight champ. So yeah, I agree with the critics out there. Have Benavidez fight Horiguchi and just stay in that title mix. You never know what'll happen. So that wraps up my post-fight show for UFC 187. And stay tuned for my next episode, which will be about Conrad versus Alves UFC Fight Night. And until then, see ya.